Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speedeater, and today I want to show you a match I just played, specifically the early laning stage. I want to talk about why this lane is absolutely broken, and then I also want to talk about how to dominate the laning stage. I think a lot of people think they know, but they don't have like great ideas on how to consistently do it. Basically, a lot of people, they'll win a lane, and it's just all an accident. So today, hopefully we'll fix that, we'll make it more intentional, and let's get into it. By the way guys, if you want to become absolutely broken, well, what you need to do is sign up to the gameleap website down below right now. The reason why you should do that is because every single day we post a new video there. Content that you simply just will never get on YouTube, we post every single day to the website. It's really top tier stuff. I'm very proud of what I make over there. We also have other creators, many of my great friends who are top tier Dota players, creating guides about different heroes, different roles, different items, skill builds, talent builds, everything you need to know to get to the next rank. So if you feel a little bit lost, you're a little bit stuck, click the link down below. I'll see you guys there. And now, let's get into the video. The first play that I want to talk about that I think is like literally the best thing to do in pubs right now, I mean, it's like basically an 100% success rate, is gank the opposite rune. Okay, what do I mean by that? Let's say you're on Dire. This bounty rune is close to your high ground. So this is the quote-unquote safe bounty rune. Even though it's not that safe, it's quote-unquote safe because of how pubs usually play out. So all you should do to start the game is go to the other one and tell your team, go to the other one. Can you believe it? You just go to the other one. And it works. You get first blood. So as you see in this clip here, we approach. I'm going to look for the hero that's easiest to kill, in my opinion, that I can rally my team behind. I showed as late as possible as well. I guess they kind of thought we were going to fight, but this Venge was a little bit dumb. And yeah, I hit her with the W, hit her with my Orb of Venom, and we pick up a nice kill. That's obviously absolutely massive for my Void Spear, right? He's gonna get less, way less than a 2-minute bottle, which guarantees him bottle at water runes, a huge start to the game. Of course, that doesn't help me that much. In fact, that actually hurts me a little bit, funny enough, because I have to TP to my lane. That is more than worth it to start the game. So guys, the simple calls, if you're trying to get MMR, they add up. The next thing I want to mention is understanding the heroes you're laning with and their strengths. Okay, Coddle is pretty broken in level 1, right? That is what this hero does. It's like the level 1 hero in Dota. On top of that, this is why Dota knowledge is just so important. You have to have like a vat of knowledge. It's because I know for a fact when Coddle blasts, what HP will the range creep be? Do you guys know? Because if you don't know, well, then you don't deserve to be 7k. No, I'm just playing, but you get the point, right? It's like, I know that this will be in range for my W. It leaves it at about one last hit away. So it's very easy to deny if I don't focus it. On top of that, Coddle does a stupid amount of damage. So what happens if I W into the wave? Usually what would happen is it's not good. It's not good. The reason why it's not good is because I'm in the middle of the creep wave. And you guys know that that's Dota 101. Don't end up in the enemy creep wave. It's not fun early on into the game. But with a Coddle nuking down the wave, me killing off the range creep, and getting damage reduction, all of a sudden this play becomes very legit. So you can see I intentionally waited here. I hit a nice 2-man W. I get 30% damage block, which is pretty nuts. And I can use that to trade. They kind of even go on me here, but it does practically nothing. And Venge's HP gets absolutely decimated. You can see the overall, exchange here is incredible. I also have both of the CS. So this is the type of thing that wins lanes, guys. An understanding of what does my 4 do. Let's say I was laning with a Winter Wyvern. I would play the lane a lot different. I would play the lane very different. I would be pulling creep aggro early on and waiting to use my W for the range creep. I would not be playing nearly as aggro as I just did. Another thing I want to note is not running away from people just because they're running at you. The best time to go on someone is when, okay? There's one main factor in the laning stage, one primary factor, there's two, but I want to cover one right now, that causes trades to be generally good. And it's where is their tower? Where is their tower? Because if they're under their tower, they get 3 armor. I don't think people really realize how much armor that actually is, and they get 1 HP regen, which is actually a lot in the early game. It's a lot, it adds up very quickly. And so essentially, you'll notice in this clip here, I'm not really trading with the Spectre right now. I didn't bother hitting him right there. I'm just chilling. I hit level 2, I'm chilling. I see that my Coddle kills the Venge, and immediately this idea procs in my head, Venge is dead, Spectre's alone, I'm strong as frick. This spell is nuts at level 1. This spell is also nuts at level 1. It's 4 armor reduction and a disarm. and I have an OOV. So I bait this guy as far as possible. I eventually realize, hey, this guy's out of position. I ping him. I'm telling my Coddle, hey, come here. Communication is key, right? Not an insane amount of communication, but just basic communication. And I turn on the Spectre doing a nice amount of damage. Once again, would I usually trade into a wave like this? No. But with Venge being dead, right? Venge being dead, me having a slight HP advantage on this guy, having 2 pretty broken level 1, level 2 spells, right? Pango's just a good level 2 hero. I go in for the trade, ends up being another very favorable trade, and we take Spectre down to an extremely low amount of HP. Another thing to play around is playing around your timings, your strengths, right? I talked about the strengths with Coddle and Pango at level 1 and what you had to do with that. But now that I'm level 2, you notice we end up taking a trade here. Venge goes on me. I see that I have this very nice Coddle Blast here, and I go in for my W. The only problem here is with this Blightstone that I believe the Venge has. With the Blightstone and the Wave of Terror, I have no armor. And so all of a sudden, I actually don't trade that well. So what I do here is I specifically trade in the majority of the duration of my shield crash, right, the 30% block, and then I back off. And I felt like this was really important because this is the point in the lane where if I manned up here, got stunned and died, it could potentially throw the lane. But because I chill and I just play around the fact that Coddle is full HP, full mana, and will win the lane eventually, as well as has a salve, and Venge does not, I just need to reset. I take all these factors into consideration instead of manning up, even though we probably would have killed Spectre, right? Instead of manning up, when I don't need to kill him, I reset, wait for the salve, understand that my Coddle is full HP, basically full HP, full mana, and we can take advantage of that a little bit later on. Next thing for Pangolier is level 4. At this point, you have a point in Swashbuckle, and this point in Swashbuckle is very important. Basically, what it insinuates is that you can just kill a support if they're out of position, because you have like infinite slow, right? The Q procs Sober Venom, so you can slow them that way. Your W procs slow, and then you reduce their armor. On top of that, when my Coddle hits level 4, which he's pretty close to, he has a slow as well. As essentially this lane becomes a death trap. If anyone walks up too far, they're gonna get slowed. That's about it. And so this entire lane, I'm paying attention for Venge to cross this threshold. This is the threshold, okay? Why is this the threshold? Why here, guys? A line right here. Because if I go on her here, she can get back to her tower quickly, and she will get the tower armor. Once she crosses here, I will have enough time to go on her where she will not be able to get back to the tower in at least a convenient manner that makes it a favorable trade, even if I don't kill her, right? If I go on her near the tower, she can at least turn and trade with me. But once I see that she steps here, I even could have went a little bit earlier. I will say that literally I could have went on her when she even stepped to here. Like, this is wildly out of position. This was even also out of position. And so I kind of recognized it too late. I should have gone on her here. It's actually, I'll be honest, it's a little bit embarrassing that it took me this long to go on her. That 100% should have been a kill. And that's the thing, guys. Like, this is why you gotta watch replays. I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, I should have went on the Venge. 100%. 100%. Yeah, my Coddle wasn't necessarily in position to help out too easily because he was on the opposite of the lane. But it doesn't matter. I should have went on her because I have Coddle mana. It's not like mana's a problem in this lane. And she was way out of position. You can see I'm continuing to ping it. I'm like, I want to go on this guy. So it's good. It's good that I have the idea. It's good that I'm, communicating to my Coddle what I want to do. You just got to then be very quick to identify when they're out of position. And hopefully you understand that line. Like, anything here for a kill lane like Coddle Pango is just out of position for like a squishy support. And so eventually we decide to go for the play and we get a very easy kill. On top of that, the Spectre kind of, the Spectre is going to go through the same fate. He just gets eventually straight up run down. Extremely easy kill. This guy's tilted out of his mind. This game, is rank 110. This guy's ranked 400. They're done, right? They're mentally done. And yeah, it doesn't really have to stop there. All I have to do at this point of the lane is ask my Coddle for some mana, buy items that coincide with how I want to play the lane, which is kills. And so you notice I buy the Oov, I buy the Blight. Also, when I bought this Oov, guys, okay, I started with Oov. Do you think that was unintentional? No. I've actually made this mistake recently where I was laning with EE's TA. I was playing 5 Pango and I didn't go Oov. And he corrected me on it, and I thought about it a lot afterwards. I realized that I did not think enough about my lane beforehand, especially as this hero when it comes to items. Because if you're in a favorable matchup as a hero like Pango, you want to abuse the fact that they can't trade when you pop your W. But you can only do that very well with an Oov, right? It really amplifies the amount of autos you get, especially with a hero like Coddle. And so if you have a hero like Coddle or you have a hero like TA, right, a hero that can really pump out that damage, you want to buy the slows, you want to be the tank and abuse that. Does that make sense? And so, yeah, I just feel like this was a really important part. I wouldn't necessarily have bought Oofs to start in every single lane, But in this game, against a Venge Spectre, a very weak lane, Venge is not a good laner, Spec is not a great laner, Cuddle is a great laner, Pango is a very good laner. I want to all in, less on stats, right? Because stats inherently make you trade better, but they don't make you trade longer. When it's this favorable, I want to trade for longer. So I bought less stats, but an oof and boots. And yeah, that ends up being essentially the end of the lane as we as we kill the Spectre again. And yeah, this game, as you can imagine, ends up being quite the stomp. The enemy team didn't give up, so respect to them, but at the 19-minute mark, it was 8-34. Also, I'm going this like new Pango build. It's really fun. You max your Q, you max your W, you buy mana boosts, and you just farm with that. I personally like the mana regen talent as well. I just think it's nice. You just spam your Q, spam your W, buy arcane boots, take a neutral item and mana boots, infinitely push out waves. You like basically never run out of mana with the occasional clarity and wand. And I went Vanguard Hood into a Solar Crest. Solar Crest was just because I wanted to buff up my Luna and take Roshan. But yeah, look at this clip. This was pretty funny. Even though I end up dying here, I'll end the video here. It's just, I don't know, this shit's just funny to me. I get gone on. So I have the natural reaction of not trying the ulti because I'm not going to get ulti off when there's nearby stuns. So instead I go for the W. Unfortunately, that like kind of made me get hit by the arrow. So tough, but 36% resistance. Look at this. They nearly didn't kill me. They had to roar me. Oh, I just love that. I love that. But yeah, that was kind of a grief. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe. By the way, in the description of this video is my Twitch link. Come follow. We're playing solo queue. I'm trying to get to 8K. We're almost there. I keep getting like, literally, I was 7-8-90, and then I just won a game today, then I lost a game. It was a heartbreaker. In fact, I talked about that heartbreaker on the gameleap website. I made a video on that. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace. And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.